When it comes to amazing places in China, Zhangjiajie National Forest Park has to be at the top of the list. Famous for its towering sandstone pillars that inspired the floating mountains in the Avatar film, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is truly one of the most beautiful places in China.
In this video, we'll cover everything you need to know to plan the perfect trip to Zhangjiajie, from how to get there and where to stay, to essential tips for navigating the National Forest Park. We'll walk you through the best places to visit, including iconic spots like Huangqi Village and Zhangjiajie Mountain.
And if you watch until the end, we'll talk you through an epic 2 to 3 day itinerary that we've put together to help you make the most of your time exploring this vast and stunning landscape.
Whether you're here for the jaw-dropping views or a touch of adventure, this guide will ensure you have an unforgettable experience in one of China's most spectacular natural wonders. The floating mountains, which are part of Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, can be found in Hunan Province. The gateway to this scenic area is the city of Zhangjiajie, which can easily be reached by flight, bus or train. We decided to get a train from Chongqing, but you can also reach Zhangjiajie city from destinations such as Guilin and Guangzhou in the south of China.
An important thing to know when booking accommodation is that the national park is around 30 to 40 minutes outside of the city. Therefore, it's much better to stay in an area called Wulingyuan, which is close to the east gate of the national park. This is what we decided to do, and the hotel that we stayed at was actually within walking distance of the entrance, which was fantastic as it allowed us to make the most out of our time here.
Let's see.
We're in.
Oh, it's all nice.
Oh wow. This is our room. Very nice. This is our bathroom, the shower. And then this is our bed. It's like a mattress on the floor, which is very cool. We've not stayed anywhere like this before.
We've also included a link to the hotel within the video description if you're looking for a good value and convenient place to explore the national park from.
Before visiting Zhangjiajie National Park, there's definitely some things that you should know to save you a lot of time and hassle. First of all, it's best to pre-book your tickets online. You can do this via an app called Klook. We've used them to book activities and transport all over the world, and we'd highly recommend them. You can make the cost of visiting Zhangjiajie even cheaper if you use our code 2BritsOnTheGo to get 10% off. Once you've bought your tickets, these are linked to your passport, which you'll need to bring with you on the first day. However, when you next enter, it will all be done by face recognition, which we thought was very cool.
This brings us on to the cost of the tickets and which ticket we'd recommend getting. All of the tickets include entry for 4 continuous days, which sounds like a lot, but believe us, you'll need a lot of time to explore this huge national park. We would highly recommend getting the all-inclusive ticket, which at the time of speaking is £56 per person, but you can make this cheaper if you use our discount code. Although this is the most expensive option, it gives you unlimited access to all of the transport options around the park, including cable cars and the famous Bylong elevator. This means that you'll have as much freedom as you want to explore areas and not be restricted by your ticket and have to pay expensive one-off fees for each journey. We actually found that we used the same cable cars and even the glass elevator multiple times, so we were really glad that we decided to get the unlimited pass.
If at this point you're thinking, I'm really confused, why do I need transport around the national park? Can't I just hike or pick a walking route? Let us explain. One thing that's important to know about the national park is that to access pretty much all of the major viewing points and highlights, you'll need to get some form of transport. Included in all of the tickets are free shuttle buses that take you to various parts of the national park, and from there you can use either the cable cars or Bylong elevator to reach the top of the mountains. Despite the fact you'll be getting buses and cable cars around the park, trust us when we say that you'll still do lots and lots of walking. Some people do try and hike up the mountains, but we'd recommend saving your legs and using the cable cars. Plus, the views on the way up are breathtaking.
There's multiple mountains within the national park, and unfortunately 2 of them have very similar names, which can get very confusing when trying to plan your time here. However, if you watch until the end, we'll be sharing a route that we wish we'd had before visiting. It would have saved us a lot of time wandering around aimlessly.
We mentioned earlier that a great place to stay is Wulingyuan. Now the reason for this is that it's located right next to the east gate, which is closer to most of the major highlights within the park. If you're like us and want to beat the crowds, then you're going to want to get up early. This is because there'll be more buses available to take you into the park first thing in the morning, and you won't have to wait around as long and can reach the popular sites before the crowds build up.
To give you an idea of how incredible Zhangjiajie National Park is, here's our top 5 places to visit while you're there.
Number 1 is a viewpoint that overlooks the famous Avatar floating mountains, which is located at the top of Zhangjiajie Mountain, and this can be accessed by a glass elevator that climbs all the way up the side of the mountain.
Next up is Huangshi Village, but don't be fooled because this isn't actually a village. Instead, it's an area that has the largest viewing deck of Zhangjiajie National Park. It has an incredible circular walkway that gives uninterrupted views over the mountain landscape.
Number 3 is a Golden Whip Stream, a beautiful trail that takes you through the valley at ground level and offers spectacular views of the mountains from below.
The fourth place that you won't want to miss is the One Step to Heaven viewpoint. To reach this amazing spot, you'll need to do a short hike and climb up a steep metal ladder, but believe us when we say that it's well worth the effort once you reach the top.
Finally, you'll have an endless choice of smaller viewpoints around the national park to explore, but one in particular that we stumbled across was this, which is called Warrior Training Horses Viewpoint.
Alright, we might have just found our favourite part of the day. We are up Tianzi Mountain, I think that's how you pronounce it, and we found this area here where there's nobody around, just us two, literally nobody here, and this is the view. Look at that. Is that not one of the most incredible views you've seen?
If you're enjoying this video, then we'd love it if you could give it a thumbs up, and if you don't already, then please consider subscribing to our channel to see more travel content.
Navigating your way around Zhangjiajie is definitely a learning curve. It took us 2 days to get our heads around the different areas of the national park and the most logical way to explore them. We're going to be honest with you, the maps that you'll see around the park can be very confusing, and the tourist maps that you'll get from your hotel are even more confusing. The main thing that you need to know is that there's an upper section and a lower section of the national park. The upper section is the mountain tops, which include Zhangjiajie, Zhangjiajie and Tianzi Mountain. These 3 areas at the top of the mountain are connected by shuttle bus. The lower section is the base of these 3 mountains, which includes a Golden Whip Stream as well as a 10-mile gallery. These lower sections are connected to one of the main entrances by shuttle bus. As we mentioned before, the only way to get up and down the mountains is to hike, which isn't for the faint-hearted, or by the glass elevator at Zhangjiajie, or by the cable cars at Zhangjiajie and Tianzi Mountain.
Hopefully this helps to give you an idea of the layout of the park, but we've also put together what we think is the best route to explore the national park. So here's our 2 to 3 day itinerary to help you navigate your way around.
On the first day, start at the east gate closest to Wulingyuan and take the bus up to Tianzi Mountain to get the cable car to the top, and you'll get the most spectacular views on the way up. You can then jump on a short bus that will take you over to Heilong Park, and from there we recommend walking over to Yubi Peaks and Warrior Training Horses Viewpoint. Next, get on a bus to Zhangjiajie and follow the signs to the cableway, as this will also lead you to an area where you can walk along the path to the One Step to the Sky viewpoint and back again, which is a short 3-kilometer hike. Finally, get a bus over to Zhangjiajie to see the #1 bridge in the world, the Avatar floating mountains and surrounding viewpoints. To exit the park, make your way back down to the ground level using the impressive Bylong glass elevator, and from the bottom you'll be able to get on a bus to take you back to the east gate.
On the second day, enter again through the east gate and take the bus in the direction of the Bylong elevator and stream flowing through 4 gates. And from here you can begin a walk along the Golden Whip Stream, which is beautiful and a fairly flat route beneath the mountains. You'll also get the chance to see lots of monkeys along the way. At the end of the path, get on a bus to Huangshi lower cable car to reach the Huangshi village, where you can walk around the circular nature path. We recommend going down the visitor road, not the old trail, and this gives you incredible views all the way around. Don't miss the Echo Wall or 5-Finger Peak viewpoints, as we thought that these were particularly cool. Finally, get the same cable car back down and catch the bus to the south gate to exit the park.
If you have 3 days, you can also try the 10-mile gallery and 3 Sisters Peaks, which are located at the base of Tianzi Mountain, and you will pass these if you decide to hike down from the top of Tianzi Mountain. During our exploring of the national park, we also found that you can walk down from the upper section of Zhangjiajie to ground level via a boardwalk through the forest, and from there you can exit through the south gate. This really is a confusing but amazing place to visit in China, so if you have any questions about visiting Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, then please let us know in the comments.
Thank you for watching this video, and if you want more inspiration on the best places to visit in China, then don't forget to check out our China itinerary vlog.